After watching Badla, I thought to myself, could Hindi cinema get any worse this year? I mean, Badla was pretty bad. And then I watched Notebook. And I was like, holy fuck. Badla, compared to this film, is the fucking Godfather. It's the best film of all time compared to this piece of shit. Because this movie fucking sucks! I'm just flabbergasted that someone put money up for this film. I'm flabbergasted that the screenwriters wrote this film and be like, you know what? This is a fucking good movie. I'm flabbergasted the director, as he was watching the film and directing the film and making the film, was like, fuck man, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be fucking box office success. This is gonna be fucking awesome. I hope that the film that they stole this from was leaps and bounds better. If you haven't seen the film, this is gonna be a spoiler review, so this is the time when you turn my review off, go watch the film, and then come back and then hear what I have to say about it. Because I'm gonna spoil some things. Who the fuck builds a school in the middle of a lake? Who? No fucking wonder why no one's showing up, because it's in the middle of a goddamn fucking lake. I don't know how the guy ended up there. I mean, the girl, the woman teacher, I get it. You know, she wanted to be a teacher. She wanted to teach kids. She wanted to help out. So I can get why she's like, you know what? I'm just here for the students. Fuck it. Send me in the middle of this lake. I'll do what I need to do. Fuck it. Because at least she's a teacher. The fucking other dude, I don't know what the fuck he wanted to go out there for. The film hardly even bothers to explain that. And then once it does, like in the very beginning, very briefly, it doesn't bring it up again. You never fucking, it's never addressed again. You just accept it. I mean, is he getting paid? What's going on there? I mean, I'm fucking flabbergasted as that, like that's even a plot point. I mean, he's a military officer at one point, and the film begins with him like, he's chasing after a kid, and the kid steps on a landmine and he dies. Next thing you know, he's now going to the middle of this lake teaching kids. So he's on this island, he's on this fucking, this remote place, and he's like, he falls and breaks his arm like the first day because like, apparently he's retarded. I don't know, he didn't know, no one showed up for class because apparently he didn't let people know, and then he had to get a tour guide to go around to yell, oh, 1 + 1 is 2, buy my crops and come to school, woohoo! During the class one day, he fucking gets a phone call and it's shitty reception, and then he does this whole thing where he's going outside doing this, holding his cell phone up, which I don't know about any of you guys out there, but that shit doesn't fucking work. I mean, that's a complete movie fucking trope if there ever was one. But anyway, he ends up saying, fuck, I need to talk to her. She called me, blah, blah, blah. So he leaves the school, he goes back to the city. He finds out that the girl that he went to go see is actually seeing another man. And the rickshaw driver, which is actually a funny scene, you know, is like, oh, we can follow him. Let's do this, this, and this. They go throughout the city. They find out that he drops her off. He parks his bike. He goes and we don't know what he does, but we all assume that they had sex. And then he comes back and with one arm, because he fell down and broke his arm, mind you, he proceeds to beat the living fuck out of this dude who's taller and bigger and everything else. Because you're a soldier that we see for 2 seconds in the beginning, we don't know his training. We don't know how good of a soldier is. We don't know shit. But yet that's supposed to make me believe that you're a fucking top-notch martial artist who can beat someone up with a broken fucking hand in a cast. He comes back and they find a dead body in the toilet. What the fuck? And that never gets brought up again. Like that never circles back into the narrative. You talk about random bullshit. Bike, there's a scene where he finds this notebook, he reads the notebook, he starts to get inspired by the notebook, blah, 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 fucking blah. And the previous teacher is saying like, have you ever gone out and just like yelled and da 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 da? And then the guy, our lead, fucking drives his bike into the water. But like, he took his bike from the city, he put it on a boat, he rafted the fucking bike all the way to this fucking school just to drive it off. It made no sense. I will say though, I enjoyed the snake scene when he gets bit by, like the snake comes and they're like, snake, and everyone's fucking freaking out. That was funny. That I enjoyed. I actually wish there was more moments like that with him teaching and having these basically one-off experiences, these shitty experiences by teaching in a school in the middle of a fucking lake. Because you would assume that there'd be tons of these fucking mishaps here. But nope, there's none of that. There's just like the fucking one mishap with the goddamn snake and then the body in the fucking toilet. Let me know for you guys out there who went to the school in the middle of a lake, how many dead bodies did you guys find? Because I'm curious to know like what the fuck that's based on. That makes no fucking sense to me. I even enjoyed the fact that like he really hit himself. Like that's what he got bit by because he thought he got bit, but it was really just like 2 nails. But he should have went and got a tetanus shot or something because those nails had to be rusty as fuck. If you're in a school in the middle of a fucking lake. Nah, not this guy. This dude can beat people up in the middle of fucking nowhere with one arm because he's a fucking army, whatever the fuck. He's badass. He falls in love with this woman who he's never seen before, but he just reads what she's saying. He's like, oh, I love her. Can you kids draw me pictures of what you think she looks like? And he's all looking at him like, ooh, I love this. Ooh, look at her fucking stick figure legs. Stick figure. Kid drawings. Ridiculous. The storm scene. Oh boy. That was, talk about fucking over-the-top, ridiculous, nonsensical bullshit. The fact that there's a storm there, I can believe, I can buy it. What I do have complaints about is the fact that the motherfucker couldn't have picked up the goddamn notebook. The notebook's just sitting there on the fucking floor, and he's sitting there like, oh, my kid, oh, the kid needs to get the fish down, oh, the fish, that, mind you, the fish is in a fucking jar. It's in a fucking jar. It wouldn't have went anywhere. And then they released the fucking fish later on, so it didn't even fucking matter. But it's a kid, so I get it. I'm not mad at the kid. I get why the kid would want to fucking save her fish. She's a child. But this is a grown-ass fucking man. You're telling me he couldn't have fucking walked 2 steps, picked up this stupid fucking important book, and then saved the kid. And the fact that he just staring there like, duh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. There's a fucking notebook on the floor. What do I do? Oh, there's a kid there. In my notebook. What do I do? What do I do? I don't know what to do. And then the fucking, the storm magically takes the book away. And then the book disappears and it's like a sad, dramatic moment. Oh, my book. Oh, the book. Oh, the notebook. And then we go to intermission. And then we come back and we're all like happy and everyone's fucking dancing. And then he dives into the fucking lake and finds the book. The book sank, first of all, so it was a heavy book, I guess, because I figured the book would fucking float, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on books. Even if it did sink, even if it did float, either way, you're gonna tell me that the fucking water, I want to know what pen the teacher used to write that fucking book. I want to know what fucking crayons or colored pencils or whatever the fuck she used to fucking draw on the book and do all this shit, because those motherfuckers are the shit. I want that stuff. I want to write with those things because those can withstand being submerged in water for fucking hours and hours and hours and then come back fucking crystal clear. I mean, clear enough to where they could just hang them up on a clothesline and just fucking dry out and they're perfectly normal. You just have a little wrinkle to show that they were wet at one point. I mean, fuck, man. Whoever that pen company is, let me know in the comments. I'll fucking buy your shit right now. That's a great advertisement for your pen if they can survive the ink can survive a storm. This is another thing. So he falls in love with her and he goes to pursue her and blah, 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 blah. And someone tells her that she's going to get married. The teacher in the book is going to get married. And then he goes back to the notebook and discovers a hidden page that says marriage on it. And then he gets, oh, she has a life? Oh my God, I'm angry. I don't know this woman. I just read about her in a book and she's gonna get married. She has her home life. I'm gonna burn the book. Burn the book. I'm gonna burn it. Burn, burn, burn. And then he's like, oh no, the book is burning. Oh, let me save the book. Let me kick a fucking fire pit on my wooden school in the middle of a lake. Earlier I mentioned that our main character was an army officer and he was guarding the border, and that's when he was chasing this kid and the kid ended up dying via a landmine. That's pretty sad, that's pretty rough, that's pretty heavy shit. It gets brought back up at the end of the film. We find out that the teacher took the kids on a field trip, I'm guessing, because that wasn't on a boat, and one of the kids finds a grenade. Okay, I can kind of believe that. Like, he finds a grenade. Like, you know, you're in a war-torn region where there's conflict. I mean, there's landmines and stuff. So, like, I can buy finding a grenade. I don't buy that the kid didn't know what a grenade was, but he's a kid, so I'll let it slide. What I thought was ridiculous, by this point of the movie, which is the end of the movie, you have this unnecessary scene which adds nothing to the overall narrative other than to let the audience know that he's a good man, he's changed, he's willing to sacrifice himself. oh, blah, blah, blah. You could have done that in another way, and that way would have been by staying in the fucking school and showing this fucking teacher becoming a better fucking teacher as opposed to showing everything else you fucking showed. But no, you don't want to do that, but whatever. Then you have this fucking long scene where he's chasing this fucking fat kid with a goddamn live grenade, and then he fucking drops it and the pin pulls, and I was like, oh, fuck, all those kids are gonna die in the most ridiculous, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that they all died because that would have been the funniest fucking thing of the entire fucking movie because it would have been so absurd and so unnecessary. But no, that's not what happens. He jumps on the grenade and then nothing happens. And then the last thing I wrote down is he writes a love letter to the teacher, and basically the kid gets the letter first. The teacher doesn't get it, and he's reading it and he's reading it and he's reading it while he's taking a shit. I actually fucking thought this was funny, but it was completely ridiculous. He's taking a shit, and he doesn't have any water to wash his ass. So he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna clean my ass. And so he wipes his ass with the letter. And so the woman teacher didn't get the letter. That was funny. I actually did have one more thing about the movie, and I'll actually show you right now in my notebook itself. Yes, let me just show you guys what it says. This movie fucking sucks, because it did. 0 out of 10, the fucking worst movie of 2019 by far. I'm not gonna tell you to not watch this movie because that's not the type of person I am. I don't believe in that. I believe you go watch the movie for yourself. You come up with your own opinion because people out there might love it, and that's fine. I don't judge those people. I respect those people for going out and deciding and having their own opinions. Just have your own opinion out here. If you guys disagree with anything I've said, as always, let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to know what you guys thought of the film. If you even watched it at all, if you are kind of undecided as to whether or not you want to watch this movie, watch Super Deluxe. That's all I'm going to say about that. See you on the next one.